Jesus is not a now or later God. You can enjoy him later and now. So, lean into the both and, but don't defer your enjoyment till then. Hop into it and enjoy him now. Let's talk about it.
In today's cruel culture and wounded world, you deserve some good news.
Preacher Think started in 2016, devotional encouragement that challenged how most believers believe. Later, I was approached about turning the social media post into something more akin to audio-visual format that explained and extended the thoughts for clarity. Clarity came in 2021. After a season of frustration, transition, personal growth, and soulful maturing, the Preacher Think podcast puzzle began falling into place while worshiping through bitterness, praising through change, being comforted, cared for, and counseled back into leadership, and enjoying a season of celebration. God blessed me with a team, the resources, the support, and the permission to present to you Preacher Think. Thoughts downloaded from God and His Word, uploaded to all through the lens of grace and kingdom. Well, hello, Preacher Think family, and welcome to summer 2024. In whatever capacity that you're experiencing this summer, I really hope that you are enjoying the heck out of it to the fullest. And speaking of summer, summer is normally associated with being whimsical, fun and sun in the sand, maybe on a beach vacation, or gathering around a grill with family and friends and loved ones. Lots of laughter, lots of smiles. Summer's associated with keeping things easy and light. And keeping with that same vein, I want to keep things easy and light throughout this season of the podcast, this summer season of 2024. And I want to take some time and share with you some things that I have personally journaled. And each week I'll take an entry, read it to you, expound upon it just a little bit, and take the time to simply encourage you as you relax and refresh throughout this summer season. So let's hop into this week's entry and see what it has to offer. Enjoy him now. We went to the beach some time ago. We knew there would only be a finite amount of time to enjoy it per the weather forecast. It was raining shortly after we awakened, and between about 10 a.m. and 1:30 p.m., there was set to be blue skies and sunshine. And then rain again. It seems like we timed it perfectly and arrived at the beach just after the first rain. We didn't carry much in the way of a beach day. A few towels, a small cooler with some drinks, and some snacks. A couple of chairs, an umbrella, and, of course, us. We enjoyed some laughs, swimming, basking in the sun as it wasn't too hot, all the beach stuff. But the funny thing is we live near the beach and have been going for years. So my wife and I often sit and watch people attend, and one of us will say, local or tourist. We say that based on all the gear they're toting, or lack thereof, and how they prepare their area for their time at the beach. And as I've seen so many times, you can definitely tell when someone, a couple or a group, are tourists. They've got a monstrosity of gear and they spend a ton of time setting it all up. Or on the opposite end of the spectrum, they have nearly no gear, but the little they have, they don't know how to operate it. I watched people that day fiddle with umbrellas, chairs, tents, grills, sand toys, a plethora of stuff, and all the while I was thinking, time is ticking. By the time people get done setting up or get tired of fiddling with equipment, they almost look too tired to even enjoy the beach, or it's time to go. Or, and this is what happened on that day, the weather changes and a storm and rain moves in. And that's my point. In this life, time is ticking. It waits for no one. And I honestly think so many people are fiddling around with the unnecessary stuff that they are failing to enjoy the main thing, Jesus. Now, are there beaches in heaven just like Jesus is in heaven? I think so. But I ain't waiting till I get there to enjoy the beach, and I definitely ain't waiting till I get there to enjoy Jesus. Hebrews 12:1 says, "Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles, and let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us." I don't want to spend a bunch of unnecessary time packing, setting up, fiddling around with stuff that I really don't even need to enjoy Him. I want to take every advantage of my finite time in this body to make impact, to strike engagement in community, to influence with wisdom and good news. I'm going to enjoy Jesus to the fullest right here, right now, discerning the time after the former reign, the law, as the dispensation of time, this time of grace, leads me into the fullness of the latter reign of all his glory, where there is no more tears or sorrow, but only joy forevermore. I don't plan on compromising my quote unquote beach time with Jesus, trying to prepare to enjoy him. Nah, he's here and he's simply saying, "Come, enjoy me right here and right now." And I plan to squeeze as much of that enjoyment into my days of this life as possible. Why? Because the juice, who is Jesus, is worth the squeeze. Man, enjoying Jesus right now. I don't know that we quite understand sometimes the value of time. And as I said in this journal entry, time is ticking. It doesn't wait for anybody. And you can either waste time, you can spend time, or you can invest time. Um, you can waste time doing a bunch of unnecessary and needless things. And all of us are guilty of that in some way, shape, or form in our lives. But a lot of times we think that we're squeezing all of the value of life out of it when we actually spend time, when we spend time with the people we love, when we spend time with family and friends and loved ones, when we spend time in community with our church family or other believers, when we spend time doing valuable things and noteworthy things on our jobs or in our community, whatever the case might be. But do you understand that you can be spending time also in the same room as your family and really think that you're bringing value, but all of you guys could be on devices, Nintendo Switch, TV, phone, iPad, computer, whatever. And just because you're spending time in the same room does not mean that you're actually getting the value out of the time that you're having together. That's why I said you could either waste time, number one, you could spend time, number two, and that's good. But the best is when you invest time. That is when you are sitting in a room and you're actively engaged with the people that you are in that room with. You're actively vibing and contributing to the conversation. You're actively listening, not to respond, but to actually internalize what that person is saying so that you can begin to sympathize with them in a moment, empathize with them in a moment, but also so you can bring solutions to problems and help manage tensions. So time is ticking. And again, you can either waste time, you can spend time, or you can do the best thing that God has ever given us to do with time, which is to truly invest it, actively adding the conversation in community and actively listening to others to again bring solutions to problems and management or tension management to tensions. And the thing is even with that time though, what we've deferred, so many of us, is the time we've deferred to the time that we're going to have in regard to enjoying Jesus to a time way off in the distant future. But the reality is that Jesus did not come and die on a cross. He did not shed his blood. He did not die our death so that we could live his life later on. No, he died our death so that we could live his life right here, right now, in the present. And that's why you guys hear me say this all the time. That's why I refer to Galatians 2:20 so often, because it is the reality that we have been crucified with Christ. When Christ was on the cross, we were more than on his mind. We were on the cross with him being crucified. And the life that we now live, we live it by faith in Jesus Christ, because it's no longer us who's living. It is Christ who is living in and through us. So we get to live the life of Jesus Christ right here and right now in the earth. Now, please understand me when I say this. I'm not saying that there aren't issues and situations and ill circumstances that are swirling all around us. I'm not saying bury your head in the sand or just look the other way like nothing is happening around us that should concern us in the earth. But what I am saying is Jesus is the one who produces the fruit of the Spirit that we get to bear. He has produced in us joy that we get to bear out, walk out, that we get to express and experience the flavor of that fruit of joy every single day. We get to enjoy him as we walk through this life, even in the nasty here and now, not in the sweet, not just in the sweet by and by, but in the sour here and now. We need every ounce of true enjoyment that we can get, every ounce of true joy that we can experience, that we can encounter when we do that in and through the life of Jesus Christ, and he does that in and through us. We need that. So it's not about deferring everything and getting ready to enjoy Jesus when we get to heaven. No, he wants us to enjoy him right here and right now. Because as I said, Hebrews 12:1 tells us that we've got this great cloud of witnesses that are surrounding us. I'm talking about people and friends and family that have transitioned and gone on before us. The saints of old, the saints of the Bible, angels. They are this great cloud of witnesses that are beckoning us. And when the Bible talks about a cloud of witnesses, I want you to think about somebody who runs so fast that they create a cloud of dust. That's what it symbolizes in the Greek. It's like we've got this cloud of witnesses that are just completely engulfing us in the dust of bliss. They are beckoning us forward, calling us forward to live in this bliss and this beauty and this enjoyment of enjoying Jesus every single day. And we are to throw off anything that hinders us. All things of rebellion, all things of sin, every part of injustice that we've ever experienced, hypocrisy, all of that stuff, all of the things that try to hinder us from enjoying Jesus, hinder us from enjoying our time at the beach, like I gave the analogy in the story of earlier. Our time with Jesus is so valuable that we need to really invest in that time to bring the smiles to our face, to bring the exuberant countenance to our being. And we get to run with perseverance that race that's set before us. And the thing that fuels our running is joy. I want to take every single advantage that I have, every opportunity that Jesus presents before me. And I hope you'll do this same thing to impact people right where they are with the joy of Jesus. A high five, a handshake, a fist bump, a hug, a smile, a point at that person, just a point of confidence as if to say, you the man. Now, you the woman. Something to impact them right there in the moment. I'm talking about throughout the marketplace, whether you're in your local grocery store or when you're fueling up your car at the gas station, when you're getting your mail at the post office, whatever the case might be. Take those moments where you can just bang, impact somebody with the joy of your life, the joy of Jesus that he wants to express in and through you. Where you get and watch how that will open up doors of opportunity for you to communicate and engage people in community, because your joy, when they see that, when someone might be going through some sort of a circumstance that has just been earth shattering to them. They may come to you and ask the question, how is it that you have this joy with all of the things that are going on in the world? And you can share with them Jesus. And then they may get down to the nitty gritty, the nuts and bolts of the personal things that have overshadowed and shrouded and broken their heart, the things that are clouding their minds and their thinking, that they may share those things with you as a now trusted voice, a person. And it's all because joy opened up the door to this. That you and they may find you to be a trusted voice to speak into their lives, to bring again some joy and some encouragement, impact people right where they are, engage people right where they are. And that's where you get the opportunity to influence them with wisdom and the good news. You get to influence them with the reality of what the death, burial, and resurrection did for every single person on the planet, to where Jesus built that bridge back to our original design, our original intent, our original consciousness, our beginner's thinking, our beginner's mind before we ever had a thought of sin. When we were that person, as Adam was, that was made from the dust of the dirt of the ground, and all we had to do was lavish in the bliss of walking through the garden and walking with Jesus in the cool of the day, and enjoying God as he was and as we were, and getting the chance to name animals, getting the chance to watch things be created from the words that we speak, because we were made in the very image and likeness of God. When you get the opportunity to share that good news with people, and it opens up their mind and their creativity and their reality, and it helps them get their mind unfocused on the things that have distracted them and refocused on the thing or the person of Jesus that wants to arrest their attention. Man, and you get the opportunity to speak some wisdom into their life, to speak directly to that situation that they're going to bring some edification to them, to maybe offer some practical kingdom tools in regard to maybe scripture to read, or things and ways to pray, and just having quiet time, garden time, where they're gardening their heart as well as guarding their heart against those distractions as they seek to try to continue to strip away their value and strip away their worth and pile on guilt and shame and condemnation, when Jesus is saying, no, I've made you holy and righteous and blameless, and there's no more guilt. There's no more shame. I've brought honor into your life, and showing them ways to just really bask in that, to meditate on those things, to listen to God, to sit in the beauty of his presence and allow Holy Spirit to minister to them. When you get the chance to offer up wisdom-filled kingdom impact tools such as that, that's what I'm talking about when you get the opportunity to influence somebody with wisdom and the good news. You get to enjoy Jesus to the fullest right here and right now. Others don't know that. You get the opportunity to engage them, to let them know they get to enjoy Jesus to the fullest right here and right now. I absolutely love Dr. Lynn Howell says, I hope that when I get to heaven, that God, he says, I truly believe this is going to happen. I think God's going to look at me in the person of Jesus Christ and say, I had a hoot living in your body. What is it? Shouldn't that be like the drive and the desire behind all of us, that we live in such a life of just not works based, not performance based, but just being who we are and who Christ has made us, which is joyful people, that when we get to heaven, when he says, well done, good and faithful service, he also says, guess what? Man, I had a hoot living in your body. It sure was fun down there in the earth. Well, oh yeah, I know it was a lot of stuff going on all around us, but you chose joy at every turn, joy at every corner, joy with every tear, joy with every ill circumstance, joy even when depression was trying to creep in, joy when anger was trying to creep in. You chose joy when they didn't choose you for the job. You chose joy when you got passed over. You chose joy when you didn't get the promotion. You chose joy when things didn't always go your way. You chose joy. You chose to continue to enjoy Jesus no matter what the circumstances are, no matter what your feelings were, because feelings and emotions are just indicators. They are not dictators. They may indicate to us what we're going through in a moment, in a twinkling of an eye, but they do not get to dictate to us how we perceive life. And I want to go through the vast amount of life knowing that, yes, I may not always get it perfectly correct, but in excellence, I just want to enjoy Jesus as I march and walk through this journey. Why? Because he is simply saying to each and every one of us, come, enjoy, come, walk with me, work with me. I'll show you how to take a real rest. I won't put anything ill-fitting on you. If you'll walk with me and work with me, I'll show you how to do life in me and allow me to rule in you and do life through you. And you'll learn how to live freely and lightly and in enjoyment, in contentment, just enjoying me and you being you and allowing me to be me in and through you. So, with all of that being said, you are to enjoy Jesus right now, not just in the sweet by and by, but in the sour here and now. That is your plight for life. That is your reality. That's what's been afforded for you and for me. And I can't speak for everybody, but as for me, and I'm hoping my house and everybody I get the opportunity to come in contact with, to impact, to influence, to engage, that they would see such an exuberant enjoyment and joy that comes from me, that they too would take up the mantle, take up the responsibility to just go and enjoy Jesus every single day and let him show you such creative beauty. Let him show you just every blessed thing that he wants to show you, that you'll get to discover on this journey where he gets to blow your mind. So, with that being said, I really hope that you've enjoyed this content today. I hope that you'll connect with us, and I hope that you'll continue to live your life with joy at the pace of grace. You guys be blessed.
Want to share the good news? You can support Preacher Think by sharing it with everyone using the share button. You can stay connected to Preacher Think via Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and various podcast streaming platforms. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns about what the gospel has done for you, message us or leave them in the comment section. You can also email us at preacherthink@gmail.com. Thanks for tuning in.